This puffy tulle underskirt will transform your everyday garments by giving them a completely different look. And the best part, it's easy to make and you can sew it in just 1 hour. Hi, my name is Julie and welcome to my channel where we talk everything sewing. In today's video, I will show you how you can create this very easy puffy tulle underskirt in just 1 hour. All you need to make this skirt is elastic band and tulle. Let's get started. So first we start with the measurements, and to make the skirt you only need 2 measurements. So I'm measuring my waist at the most narrow place, and I'm also measuring down from the waist the total length of the skirt. So for your reference, my waist is 69 centimeters and the length of the skirt from the waist down will be 50 centimeters. Now let's do some math. So the total length of my skirt will be 50 centimeters and my elastic band width is 5 centimeters. So I'm taking those 5 centimeters out of 50 centimeter total length, and we get that the tulle part of the skirt will be total 45 centimeters. Now I want to add 3 layers of tulle. This is why I'm dividing 45 centimeters by 3, and I get that each layer should be 15 centimeters height. To this height I will also add 1 centimeter from each side for seam allowance, so the total tulle height that I need to cut is 17 centimeters. That's it for the math, and let's start cutting tulle. So I folded my tulle and now I'm marking 7 centimeter height rows. For your reference, I used about 1.5 meters of total tulle length, which came in 3 meter width. One thing about tulle is that it usually comes in 2 versions, either soft tulle or hard tulle. So soft tulle is usually used when making clothing inserts, right? So like covering the shoulders or something like that. It's very soft to touch, it's very flowy. And the hard tulle is very stiff, like this one. It stands very well. It's not really that nice to touch, but it gives a lot of volume. So this is what you want to be using for this skirt. The more rows you create, the puffier skirt you will get. Now that we have our tulle cut, let's move to the sewing machine. So first we will complete the waistband. So to do that, I cut the elastic band to the waist circumference and I added 2 centimeters for seam allowance. I put both ends of the band like this and make a seam. Next, I will fold the band again and make 1 more seam. I will finish by adding a few more seams. This way we get a very well secured waistband, and when we will be stretching it out, it won't fall apart. Now onto the tulle. So take 1 strap of the tulle, take a second strap of the tulle you cut and put them together like this, overlapping by 1 centimeter. And I want you to make a seam connecting both short edges together. This way the 2 straps are joined and now you have a very long strap. Now I want you to take 1 edge of that very long strap, take the 3rd tulle strap, overlap again the short edges by 1 centimeter and make a seam. Continue doing this with all of your tulle straps so that you get 1 super long tulle strap. If you're enjoying the video so far, please hit the like button so that it gets recommended to more viewers. Thank you, and let's continue with our tutorial. Now I want you to take your tulle and elastic band. Put tulle under elastic band and overlap them by 1 centimeter. Now you will start sewing around the waistband, stretching the waistband as much as you can and not stretching the tulle itself. Continue to sew all around the waistband. My waistband actually does not stretch that much because it's very hard, but try to stretch the band as much as you can. Once you went around the waist, I want you to trim the excess tulle and connect both loose ends with a straight seam. At this part, I want to mention that today we are doing the finishes on the skirt that are really raw, so they won't be feeling that nice to the skin. To solve this, I'm using the underslip that I'm wearing under the skirt, and it works as a lining and it protects the skin from scratches of the tulle. Now let's switch to my domestic sewing machine, where we will continue creating our gathers from tulle. On my domestic sewing machine, I will be using a special gathering foot that will allow us to create gathers very fast, and it's super handy when working with a lot of gathers like in this skirt. So for the gathering foot, I actually bought a year ago this 32 presser feet set from Amazon for like $20, I believe, and it's insanely good price to quantity ratio. I use these feet on my Zinger heavy duty domestic sewing machine, and I've been actually using this set way more than I thought initially. I especially like using the gathering foot, the Teflon foot, and there are so many more like hemming foot, invisible zipper foot, blind stitch foot, adjustable bias binder foot, so many more. I will link it down in the description box if you want to check out this set. It's very good price because each presser foot costs less than $1, and when you buy them separately they can be very pricey. So I do believe that this set is a very good investment if you have $20 that you want to spend on sewing. So on your sewing machine, when you're sewing with gathering foot, you need to remember to always increase tension so that you actually get those nice gathers, as well as you want to increase the length of the stitch, because again, this way you will get more gathers. So for your reference, because I want those maximum gathers, I will be using 9 tension setting, which is the highest tension setting on my sewing machine, and I will be also sewing with 5mm straight stitch. So I take the layer of the tulle that I already have installed to the waistband, and then I take the long strap of the tulle I have remaining. So this is a very interesting part. I will show you how you can create the gathers and attach them with one seam. So to do that, you want to take the already attached tulle part and slip it in this compartment. This will ensure that the tulle goes through the presser foot straight and is not gathered. Now you will put the extra long tulle strap that we have under that presser foot, and you will lower the presser foot. The under layer will be gathered when we're sewing. So in this step we get some sort of magic where one layer remains ungathered, the second under layer is being gathered, and we're connecting them with straight stitch. This will allow us to sew the tulle underskirt very quickly. So I start sewing using straight seam all around that already attached tulle part, and you can already see that the gathering foot is doing its job. Once you went around the first tulle layer, I want you to trim the excess tulle on the second layer. Next, we will attach the third layer of the tulle using exactly the same method. So the layer that you don't want to gather goes in that compartment right here, and the second layer that we want to gather is going under the presser foot, and again we're sewing all around the second layer bottom, attaching the third layer of the tulle. Once this is done, trim the excess tulle. Now we will close those open edges of the tulle with a simple straight stitch. We are overlapping those two layers by 1 centimeter and doing a straight stitch. We're not doing any raw edge finishes because tulle does not fray and does not require any seam allowance finishes. So this is it, our skirt is finished. The great part about this skirt that you can add as many layers as you want and make it as long or as puffy as you want. The more layers you adding, the more puff you will get. Because we used elastic band, you can use this skirt anywhere, not only on the waist, but you can raise it or lower it depending on the dress or skirt you will be wearing on top. This underskirt will give an extra puff special look for any skirt or dress that you have, and it will especially look good with my lily dress that I have a tutorial for that you can watch next. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye!